Okay, I'm back. Okay. Um, Last video I did, I just wanted to show you. See if I can move the plane a bit closer. Maybe you guys can see there now. Okay, before I pull the cowl and everything off, um, got the little belly pan, I call it. That's gonna get screwed on through there, wherever that. Lost that screw now somewhere. It's around, right? So I don't know if you can see. I don't know if I can move you down. There we go. We'll move you guys down. So let's say this is lined up pretty well where we want it to be centered. There's my hole right there. What we have to worry about, there's the hole right there. I don't have a pin to poke it through. But what I wanted to explain to you guys is I can't have the cowl or the belly pan too far back, because as you can see how close the doors. Now I'm pretty sure the doors will be on an angle. I don't think they ever hang straight down. That kind of, I think they're like on an angle. I'd have to look up my scale photos and some books, or some real photos of some real ones, I should say, not scale photos. So you got to watch clearance there and there. And again, these gaps will be filled with, like the aluminum duct tape, sticky duct tape that they use on your heating and cooling systems. That'll seal up that gap. There's a little bit of a gap when you look straight down here. I don't know if you can see it. Right down in here, there's a little bit of a gap. So I just cut up a little piece of plywood. We're going to glue that onto there. That'll get glued up onto the wing there. I don't want it really tight because the wing has to slip around the fuselage. Actually, yeah, because the wing, see here, the wing slips in there. So I just wanted to keep that a little loose. We'll glue that on there, and when that's on there, we'll just, when that's on there and up there, and then the cover's on it, kind of just covers that little bit of that corner. And then we were talking, let's move this, move you back up a bit. Oh, wrong way. Oh, friggin' amateur guy. Oops, sorry about the vibrations. Okay. What they did was bent up this bracket. We were talking about tabs under here, and then I thought, oh, you know what? I'll just put a bracket on here. So I made up this aluminum bracket. Oh, you guys, if I had the camera on this morning, you would have been laughing, because I snuck down here about 7:30 in the morning and started puttering a bit. I cut this bracket out. I had put marks on some other pieces. I bent it, cut them off where I took the hacksaw and cut it off where the one line, because I got two lines. One's for the top of the firewall, and then the other one's where the bend would be. And I'd end up, as you can see, I'd end up cutting it on this line here, and then it was too short. I have to cut another piece. Oh, it's just a pain in the butt. But we got these measurements from going to the side view of the plan and measuring down from the edge of the firewall down. So I don't know if you could see, but I'll just put my little hand in here through the little peeky hole. So we'll screw that to the firewall like that on the center line. You guys good there? And then we'll do basically the same thing here. And then if we need to get this angle a bit better, we can just give her a little kiss there and straighten her up. And then that'll get that done, mounted. And then when that's done, I'll work on just building up. I don't know if I should build up the cowl. I probably should just build up. I think I'll just build up the belly pan. Build up that corner, because that's pretty good. If I build up the cowl, then it's going to look off on an angle. So if I build, I think what we'll do is we'll build up underside that. And my hands are out of there if you can see the joint there. We'll build up in there onto the belly pan. There we go. Take that off. All right. That takes care of this. I'll get this out of the way. Don't mind me while I disappear for a minute. And we'll come back over here. I'm trying my microphone, so we'll see if that helps or not. So now we can pull the cowl off. Hang on here, go to the garbage box. Okay. So there's a little bit of goober on here. We'll just knock all that off. And doing some sanding on the edges here. Starting, I don't know if you guys can see the rivets that were actually in the cowl are starting to pop through, and there's one there, half of one there, one there. I don't know if you can see one there. Yeah, then along here. So I don't know how much paint my dad had on there. You can faintly see him there. I don't know how much paint he had on this cow. You can see them all along here, but it's pretty amazing how they can fiberglass stuff. I don't know if this would have been a polyester and gel coat and stuff. This was from Bob Holman in California. He was supplying Brian Taylor the cowls, radiator intake, canopies. I think you could get a short kit for it, and that we just would get the plans. I've been working on trying to take a mold off of this cowl, and that, because it's always nice to have a backup. You can get them at, I don't know if it's Zurich or something in England, I think, is doing it all. They do like the Tony Nine Joyce plans and all that stuff, and you can get parts in that for them, but that's in pounds and that, so that costs, sounds like a good deal until you 2.5 times it or whatever. Is probably 3 times it now. So we can get got the cowl off now. Next thing would probably pull the engine out. I don't know if you can see in here when you're fixing up things that have been smashed up and stuff. Here's one right here. I don't know if you get, my big mitts are in the way. I don't know if you can see. Which way would I go? This way? I don't know if you guys can see. Here, let me come closer. she's broken. She's broken away there. So, and that's where the main the one wing bolt at the back bolts to. So what we'll probably have to do there, it's been ripped out a few times before. Because imagine she's had a few hits. I had rebuilt most of the nose and stuff on this thing. Some damage on the underbelly of the wing at the center section. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll get in there. Probably get in there with my just some 5-minute maybe would be better. I don't know. I don't think cyano would get down, would work in there. Get some 5-minute in there with the steel ruler. Push it down all in there. And then probably make a new one. It's a, I don't know. I don't want like just make a new one to reinforce it maybe on the back side here, going down to the other former. And then you got the cockpit floors right there too. I don't want to take it out and make a whole new one, because the way my luck works is I won't be able to get it to line back up in the middle again. It's just the way it is with me. Not saying that. Sometimes I amaze myself. You can see this one wasn't bad, but I found some photos which I'll take some pictures of and then post some of the stuff where I had to literally, the fillet literally pulled way up from the wing, so I had to I slit the fillet and opened it, forced it. I got cut off some trailing edges of trailing edge stock, the right size that I needed, and wedged it in and glued it, and it made a wooden wedge to wedge the fillets down. This one I had to do a few kerf cuts to get her to sit down. I guess it's just drying out, old age, just like me. So yeah, so we got that stuff to fix. Under here, I'm just gonna put the Gorilla Glue in there to fill up that gap a bit better, strengthen all those edges up. Still have to fit the radiator and oil scoop intake to the wing better, or to the fuselage better. And now that this is all off, where are we? Geez, I'm talking, you guys can't even see me. Well, see the plane. Now this is off, we can just give this a quick scuff. I'm gonna put another wooden block here. The plans, he only add the bracket, put a screw through here, and then screw on each side of the corners. That was it for the holding the cowl on. That was done. You can see this bracket here rests against the firewall, and then you needed a big hole in here, which I'll clean this all up. But you have to take the cowl off. You gotta take the prop and spinner off, and hence this is why my dad had made up some long, got some packing tape on there, made up long little, extended his Allen wrenches so you can get down in there and get at stuff. And again, we'll like I say, we'll take the Dremel. We'll just open up some of these spots a bit. Get some filler in there. Don't think it got any. Just it found it kind of soft, but I don't think it got fuel and stuff in there. But there's only a few. Oh, you don't even get to see what I'm looking at. I think we'll fill this hole here because we don't need that anymore for the carb. Carb's in the back now. But yeah, so that's pretty well where we're at there. And then let's see. I guess that's about it for now. I'll take the engine out. I did shove a bit of paper towel down the carburetor, and I did put some sponge in the exhaust, keep some of the dust out. So we'll get this all off. We don't need that now for engine on there for a while. Yeah, alrighty. Let's call that a day, and let's see how this mic turned out on this one. Talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.